Welcome to our Life First Canada podcast. I am Karen, and I'm here to bring you back to your soul's wisdom to empower you in bridging the gap between the mind and the heart, taking the elevator down. Yeah, so to really empower you in knowing that you can move from confusion to clarity, from anxiety to ease and flow, and from loneliness to sovereignty. Yes, we are on the sovereign path. Self-governance. It's so key right now. I have a few questions for you. Have you had moments of mental blackouts where you walk into a room and you completely forget why you're there? I can put my hand up. Difficulty remembering what you did or who you talked to the day before, or even an hour ago. And I want you to be honest as we go through our episode today, to just maybe write in the chat. Maybe you've experienced some blurry vision lately. You're wildly happy one day and then feeling depressed the next. Your head feels like it's in a pressure cooker. Well, the good news is you are not alone. You, like everyone else on this earth realm, we are going through a growth cycle. We are all ascending, my friends. It's a very, very exciting time to be alive. So we're here to ascend from the 3D matrix, which is ego, mind, to 5D consciousness, which is heart. We all know this. And we're all going to be experiencing several changes physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. So, just in the chat, I would love for you to share whether you've been on this ascension process for decades, for a really long time, and experiencing many symptoms, or you just kind of joined in 2020, the Great Awakening, or if you are just really starting to wake up, in the past couple of years. We're all on different levels of growth. And again, we're here to acknowledge and really support everyone that's on their journey to sovereignty, because that's really what it's all about too. Yeah, very excited. Excellent, Judy says on the path for decades. Amazing. Dylan, she writes, I went to meet my daughter in a restaurant, waited half an hour and left. I didn't see her. I was so upset. I felt like I was in a different reality. Yes, I get it. Hmm. Wow. Teaser, hi everyone. Yes, daily simple memory. Yet I can still do a lot of intense math solutions and 3D idea mental manipulation. Excellent. Yes, that's what it's all about. Tapping into our superpowers. Idolin, yes, exactly. It's not Alzheimer's. And I'm going to be talking about that. So thank you. Yes. Since love is a powerful force, and in order for our body to integrate it, we need to be upgraded. We need to be transmuted and recalibrated and transformed on all levels. So this journey is going to take a toll on the body, mentally, emotionally, spiritually. And that's why in today's episode, I'm talking about the 15 ascension symptoms. There's a lot more, but just going to focus on these that you may be experiencing, and then how to move through these processes with more ease and grace. And and at times throughout the years, I have said to myself, "Oh, I would not wish this journey on anyone," because it can be very overwhelming and very daunting at times. Now, I know that in this 3D realm, not any of you, but in this 3D version of reality, that they have made love very woo-woo, very weak. And so, however, we know it is a known fact that love has the power to dissolve a cancerous tumor, has the power to heal the mind, the body, the soul on all levels. It has the power to bring peace to a nation. We all yearn for love, yet we are massively afraid of its intense power at the same time, because it is a full-on force that we need to learn how to move through our body. And then once we get to the other side of it, it's like, oh, feels incredible. So we all signed up to be here at this time for humanity to witness and be a part of the spiritual awakening. We're moving away from the information age, so that's that artificial intelligence outside of ourselves, towards the age of intuition. And intuition is throughout the whole body, away from, again, separation, and then towards love and unity. And every man and woman, as I mentioned in the newsletter, is going to be affected by this shift. Yet a lot of the majority of people are very unaware. And because they lack awareness, that's when the controllers of this realm can capture them. They can capture them in a mind-controlled matrix to have them believe that something's wrong with them. And because something's wrong, you need to go and get a surgery. You need to go get prescription drugs or whatever it is, right? Talk therapy for years. And really, it is the ascension process. So now, as we're moving forward, we are moving away, those who are consciously aware are moving away from the Luciferian agenda, right? We're pulling away from the world of fake living, fake identities. We're moving away from entertainment, and the political agenda. Now, I'm not saying you cannot watch a movie or, listen to a moment of, what's happening in politics. What I'm saying is that we need to expand our awareness to see and make sure that we're not addicted, right? We're not moving into that space to get answers, to receive something that's going to benefit our life, because we know it's all fake. It's not real. It's just a clown show. They all have scripts. They all know each other. It's all part of the game to keep you from ascending, to keep you from knowing your true sovereign power. Because if you never know your true sovereign power, you won't be able to do what, Louise Minor did, and be in front of a judge and say, we're now, and I'm invoking equity, and you are now working for me, basically. So we will never have that power and that courage to be able to stand in the true sovereign power if we don't know who we are. So it takes a lot of discipline and focus in knowing that true reality. And as we embrace our ascension, as we embrace that and know that we are here to rise up from the lower realms of fear and to take back our own power, it becomes a very exciting journey, as you all know. Now, Esther is not here this evening, and so if you do have any questions, if you write the word question in the chat later on, I'll see if I can go through them. Maybe Karen Hanna can help me out and she can capture some of those questions in the chat that I can go through later on. So thanks, Karen. Are you ready to learn about the 15 ascension symptoms? Let's just take a deep breath in, life force energy, letting go. Okay, number one, How many of you feel that you don't belong here anymore? Just write in the chat, thumbs up. Yes. You feel or you are so done with this incarnation. Yeah, I get it. At times you feel it's like you feel disoriented, like you just don't fit in anywhere and nothing seems to feel right. Being in this 3D reality, it just feels like heavy and it's such a chore to do anything. The outer world is really not, and it's no longer in alignment, with who you are. You are not alone. So check the chat. You are not alone if you feel this way. And do you know that the controllers of this realm they knew that humanity would be feeling this way. So what did they create to help people say yes to leaving? Yeah, made. Exactly. So that's the inversion, right? God wants us to ascend. Lucifer wants us to descend. And then the inversion is to have people leave before their time. And that creates like a karmic debt. So it's not what source wants us to do, right? We're going to be actually talking about MAID. We're going to be talking about this subject on May the 5th with Jennifer Hibbert. I'm really looking forward to that conversation. So yes, we can feel that we don't belong. However, I'm going to be sharing this a lot this evening is this too shall pass. This too shall pass. The symptoms, the way we feel, this too shall pass. And you will eventually feel like you're at home. Yeah. Home is in the present moment. So what's coming next is simply divine and it does not remotely resemble the first phase of this heaviness of wanting to leave. So have patience. Hmm. Yeah, excellent. Thank you, Cher. It's one of our favorite mantras. Good. Yeah, have patience as you have successfully left much behind and you're in a very new space. You just haven't integrated it yet. Okay, number two, your head feels like it's in a pressure cooker. So some of you may experience migraines, headaches from various degrees. I am very, very blessed because I have never had a migraine ever. I'm very, very blessed. Not blessed as in be lessed, but blessed. However, I do get pressure. So I do feel pressure in my skull. So how many of you are experiencing pressure in your head or headaches? Yeah, and that can be where we're feeling that stress. It's just like a piece of coal transforming into a diamond. But this is an ascension feeling that a lot of people really begin to experience in the beginning as well. And this is when old patterns and habits are being asked to leave, and those headaches can symbolize resistance. So your higher self is giving you direction to let go of certain habits that really don't make an accurate statement of you anymore, and you're not listening. And so then that can cause a lot of pain within the body too. So in the process of also adjusting to high frequencies, this is where your avatar, right, the one that's connected to the birth certificate, which is not you, as you know, it is the false identity, the person, and you're not the person. So that's the inauthentic self that is actually falling away. It's just falling away because we know that's not who we truly are as a living man, living woman in this reality, as we are tuning into. I remember my higher self telling me this is years ago, that I was not to drink any more alcohol. I continued to drink, so I ignored my higher self. I wasn't drinking hard liquor anymore. I was only drinking wine. But all my friends drank, right? So when you begin to let go of a habit, it's like that means that you're going to let go of relationships too, and that can be very challenging. So because I was ignoring the request from my higher self, then boom, life just hit me hard on the ground, like literally a couple times to wake me up, so much so that I had a big lump on my forehead one time, and another time I broke my ankle. So is that enough to for me to go through pain and suffering in order to change habits? A lot of us go through so much pain and suffering in order to change our habits. So I learned a very powerful lesson many years ago in that regard. So I knew that if I listened to my higher self, I would move through the process with more ease and grace. And that's what I'm teaching at the Ascend, the experience in April, is how to move through this with more ease and grace, because the ego does not want us to change. It's going to hang on. And that's what causes so much pain in our body as well. So we're here to step up into the highest version of who we are. It might not be, your habits might be different than my habits in what we need to change. So everyone has different habits and behaviors, etc., that we're all being called to transform. And as we do, the headaches begin to dissolve more and more. But yeah, it's always a calling to go, listen to me. Yeah. Okay. Yes. And the amazing thing as we're moving forward, I just saw someone talk about 5G. Remember 5G? I don't have my book with me right now. But on the cover, right, you've seen it numerous times, is if we're living below the line, that's where 5G is. That's a low frequency. You're here to live in above the line, which is your true nature. And when you're living above the line in a higher frequency, 5G is not going to affect you in a negative way. It cannot, because you're in a different frequency, right? So the ascension process is really purging so much of the darkness and the denser energies that have been programmed into all of us through the medical system, the education system, legal system, political system, business, all of it, right? All those systems. So the ascension process is here to help you rise up from all those systems and what they're trying to do and keep you in fear, right? Yeah. Okay, number three, intolerance for lower vibrational things. How many of you are finding that it's really difficult to tolerate, yeah, conversations or places or attitudes that just do not align with your way of thinking anymore, right? Maybe it's you just cannot tolerate watching certain movies anymore because you know the truth about our celebrities, or music, right? Even stores. There's stores I cannot even walk in because they just are at such a low frequency. And also clothing, right? Yeah, toxic clothing. And it's because we're being pushed to move forward and to pop out of those lower realms that are not who we are. And sometimes too, because you are not aligning with certain places or people, right? You might want to stay home more. You might want to be alone more. And again, in 2020, there's a massive shift in consciousness because our, I would say, the powers that were, they knew that that humanity is shifting. into higher frequencies. And so that's why they created the whole pandemic, was to keep people locked up in the lower realms. And so again, those ones that were awake and aware of what was happening, again, they know what people are going to be going through. They knew that we were going to be cocooning. And so a cocoon was definitely created, not from a place of free will, of course, but again, it served many of us. We always want to find the goodness in everything that occurs, right? Yes, I get it. You don't want to listen to certain people anymore because a lot of the conversations are so superficial, right? Okay, number 4, memory loss. I asked you earlier, how many of you are experiencing memory loss? How many of you have actually forgotten a name of a friend? That happened to me a few years ago. It's scary though when it happens. It's like, oh my gosh, what's happening? But there can be gaps in how we are we're attempting to recollect an event or a name, etc. Yeah. So memory loss is an expected effect of being in more than one dimension at a time. So it means that you're moving from 3D to 5D, 4D, and the mind, the brain is just shifting on so many layers on a quantum level that the mind is just not allowing itself to go back into the past. We can forget about the future because in the present moment awareness, in 5D consciousness, there's no time anyways, right? We're going to be living in the moment. So when I say no time, what I mean that we're going to be living in an eternity. So eternity is timelessness. So, which is exciting because that means that if someone's asking you a question, you're just going to be going into the Akashic records and you're going to be downloaded. You're going to be tapping into the frequencies of higher knowledge, and it's going to be available to you just like that. However, before we get there, we need to let go of the mind, the memory that the controllers have instilled in us, which is the fake reality, right? So, yeah. And trusting too that in those moments where someone is going to be asking you a question and you can have this perception, oh, I don't know the answer to that. And that's the mind that is using information, right? We've been taking notes, etc. For example, if you're going through the discharging debt course, you're probably finding that it's really difficult to embody, to integrate all this information because it's such new information. However, because you're saying yes to it, when the day comes and someone's asking you a question about it, you're going to be surprised, and all of a sudden, wow, everything you're talking about, hey, where'd that come from? It comes from the Akashic records. It comes from the universal library that knows all. Your higher self is tapped in to all knowledge, and so all knowledge is available to all of us. And so this is where we're going to be remembering, right? Remembering who we truly are. So my advice is to know this has nothing to do with aging. Nothing to do with aging. I asked my mom, she's in a senior resident, and we were talking about her memories. She says, oh, my memories leaving me. And I said, Mom, I said, I remember being 19 and forgetting things, maybe on purpose. And and she says, oh, yes, I remember when I was you were about 5 years old. So my mom's like in her 30s. And then she said, I was making a cake and I made this cake. I turned the oven on and then I went to go do some things, and then I came back and I opened the oven, and the cake was not even in the oven. She had put it in the fridge. So I said, see, we were doing this even in our 30s. So again, memory loss has nothing to do with aging. It is an ascension process. Yeah. Okay. Next, we have anxiety. How many of you have experienced anxiety? And even if you can get specific on when your anxiety started, like have you been living your life in anxiety, or did it just start in 2020 with all this big clown show, or have you, the past decade or so? It's really important to become aware of that moment where you've shifted into this calm sense of self, and then all of a sudden experience anxiety. Because anxiety is actually the fear of the future. So somehow you embodied fear of the future through someone else, through information. It could be movies um, that programmed you, etc. So it's really important for us to really identify where our anxiety comes from. I'm going to be really talking about this well, I'm not going to talk about it. You're going to actually experience yourself so that you can unplug from the anxiety self, because it's not who you are at all. If you look at the future, okay, so anxiety is fear of the unknown. So fear of the future, fear of the unknown. But yet, here you are, and here's the unknown. So this is your unknown you. However, it is you. It's your future self, right? So if we can really tap into knowing that, yeah, I'm just going to be tapping into my future self. Because if you look at who you are today, and so the you that was 10 years ago, here you are 10 years ago, and here you are today, you're going, why would this self be so afraid of the unknown? Because, yeah, here I am right now. In 2025, I made it. I did great. I'm here. I knew how to get here. There's moments where I experienced anger, frustration, depression, whatever, but I made it. So it's the same thing with the future self. It's like you're going to get there because your future self's already there. And she or he is very wise. So we need to really drop out of anxiety, because anxiety is taught in this fear-based realm. Yeah. Yes, Kathy, exactly. Absolutely. So the more we tune in to our true self, right? Every emotion you have, every perceived negative emotion that we experience belongs to a self within us. And the moment you tap into that self will tell you, I need this and this and this. You're ignoring me. And I don't like you for ignoring me. You're not acknowledging me. I have all this wisdom to share with you, and you're ignoring me. So, yeah. Focusing on deep belly breathing. If you have anxiety, it really, really helps. I do yin yoga every single day. And it is a blessing in my life, because I used to suffer from anxiety and then it disappeared. And I truly can stand here and say that anxiety can definitely disappear from your life. Okay, next. How many of you are experiencing aches and pains? Just suddenly, all of a sudden, right? There's a knee pain or shoulder pain or back pain, neck pain, and it just comes out of nowhere. Yeah, so during 5D ascension, it's common to feel unusual aches in different parts of the body. And again, this is where the whole sick care system comes in, because people are not aware that it's actually an ascension symptom. So people go to the doctor, and then all of a sudden they're receiving prescription drugs to numb the pain. And meanwhile, that drug that is numbing the pain has side effects, and some really severe side effects. And then they want you to take another drug to help you with the side effects. And it's just this really awful uh, loop. that it doesn't really serve us in any way, and it takes us away from what the body is trying to do. Because if you have a pain, so if I have a shoulder pain, it means I have blocked energy. It's all it is blocked energy. It's like a you take um, a garden hose. You probably heard me say this before, a garden hose, and you kink it up. The water can't flow through the garden hose. Okay, we need to unkink the hose. And that means that you just have a lot of energy moving through your body and it's getting kinked up. So you need to learn how to work with your energy instead of going to the sick care system. Yeah, so it's high density energy that's moving through you. And it can feel like a volcano of energy. And it can feel scary at times because we're not used to feeling these energies, or they're so new to us, because at times, we're maybe in the past you did numb yourself and now you're not numbing yourself anymore. It's like, oh, poof. Sometimes this energy can make you nauseous as well. However, it is just that it's energy and we can learn how to move through it. Yes, Adeline. Louise Hay. I have her book here too somewhere. Absolutely. She tells you what your body is attempting to relate to you. Love it. Yeah, so our bodies again are moving through this high density energy, and it can make your bones feel heavy and achy. You can feel like you just sprinted a marathon and you just really walked from the couch to the kitchen. You may suddenly feel like you're 100 years old and you can barely walk across the room. Again, this is all about the ascension process as well. Yeah. Okay. Heart pain too. And this can be scary. A lot of people now are experiencing heart attacks. And this again is the inversion, right? It's the inversion. Because heart pain is just that again. It's the heart opening up on a spiritual level. It's the heart awakening, because a lot of us have a closed heart. It doesn't mean that you're not loving or kind, but if we have a closed heart, we're usually where love is only given to a very tight container of individuals. So you may be giving love, not you, but humanity, maybe giving love to a son or daughter, or to their intimate partner, their mom, dad, brother. So intimate family, and everyone else, they do not receive loving energy. So most of humanity has not fully embraced the idea that we can that the love that we have is infinite, and we can give out love, 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 love to everyone. It's infinite, it's overflowing. And yes, thankfully, we do have a lot of people that send prayers out, which is wonderful, healing energy. But these, again, are people who are awake and aware. 7 is loss of identity. How many of you are feeling you have no idea who you are anymore? Yes. You look in the mirror and you have a strange feeling of disconnection. You no longer recognize this once familiar image. You almost feel out of body. I get it for myself. If I go back and look at Life First Canada, the very first video on YouTube, to who I am today, it's like I'm not dyeing my hair anymore, not wearing makeup anymore. I'm not doing the Botox anymore. Like, I'm not that whole fake reality of the fake Karen, right? Of how I lived and how I thought that this is how we're supposed to be living. Everybody else is doing it, until I woke up spiritually. And it was just, yeah, it's been a weaning process to just tap into I am that I am. And all it matters is me accepting myself. that we're not here to look a certain way for others. We're not here to be someone we're not, that we're being called to really step into our authentic nature. And I'm not talking about just the physical appearance. I'm talking about the inner journey as well, right? Now, next we have skin eruptions. Some of you may be going through rashes, acne, even though you're not a teenager. And this is again a purging process. If you're going through a detox process, if you've gone through Dr. Claire and Carol's homeopathic remedies, right? Any of the homeopathic remedies or the heavy metal detox, it can be even the parasite cleanse, any of the detox programs, right? We're going to be purging a lot because it's all going to be coming out of the body. And so again, this is a part of the process because our bodies are not able to handle the heavy foods anymore. Not that we can't eat heavy foods. It's just that our body wants us to move through balance, have more balance in our life. We're letting go of poisonous foods. How many of you have gone into the stores, into Safeway or Sobeys or big box stores? Like you can just see that they have one aisle and that's the health food section. Well, they're calling it a health food section. What's all the other foods, right? Toxic. So this is where we're being called to really become aware of the foods that we're eating and the foods that you maybe ate when you were in your 20s or 30s. You are definitely not meant to be eating that food anymore. Yes, you can have a burger or a pizza or whatever it is, but again, it can be maybe where you haven't had it in 10 days kind of thing. It's like a treat. It's not like an everyday thing anymore because our body is definitely not wanting to eat like we did. Yes, Marianne, Frankenfood, exactly. Okay, night sweats, hot flashes. Okay, so women, we've been taught that this is menopause. It is an ascension symptom. So at certain times, we're going to become really hot for no reason. And that's the fire energy. It's yang energy, and it's part of the yin and yang energies that we feel in our body. And that yang energy is fire, and fire is a transmutation energy. So the fire is transmuting you on so many levels. So we're going to be experiencing the Kundalini rising from our spine as well. And you can also experience flu symptoms. And again, we all know that's not a virus. It's a purging, a necessary detox that we're going through. Okay, so yeah, and again, as your body is moving through these symptoms, our body is in a dense energy frequency, and higher energies are integrating into your body. You also might experience like night sweats or hot flashes, but you may also experience the complete opposite, which is cold. It's so funny when that happens. All of a sudden you're just hot and you have to take off your sweater, and then 5 minutes later you're freezing. The reason why I'm sharing these too is that we've been taught through our sick care system to see our symptoms as a horror story. And we want to delete that. They've taught us to be so afraid of who we are, so afraid of the energy of who we are. Okay, how many of you are having wild dreams or lucid dreaming? So much is going on in our dream state. And for those of you who say, oh, I don't dream at night, yeah, you are. You need to dream in order to stay in this 3D reality. So you just don't remember your dreams, but we're all dreaming. And as you are moving through the ascension process, you'll be able to remember your dreams more and more. Excellent, Chris. Lots of visions, lucid dreams. Fantastic. So you're releasing many lifetimes of lower vibrational energy through your dreams. You're receiving a lot of prior information as well. It's a really powerful cleansing and releasing time when we're sleeping. Because when you're sleeping, the ego is dormant. So your energy frequencies are really heightened. So it's like a reboot. Yes, it is, Kathy. We're actually visiting the true reality. Where we've stepped out of the hologram of 3D. Yes, and meditations absolutely are more colorful and powerful. Yes. Okay, also dizziness. How many of you are experiencing vertigo? It's very common. Dizziness, right? Loss of balance. It usually doesn't last very long, which is good. Yes. So just know this is just a part of your soul's journey and to not be afraid of it anymore. To just surrender and deep breathe. It's being able to pause, stop, breathe deeply, breathe in life force energy, and bring it down to your belly. Slow rhythmic breathing. In this 3D reality, we become shallow breathers and we're just breathing through our lungs. And we're meant to breathe through the diaphragm. To breathe not only from the diaphragm, but breathe through the diaphragm, the lungs, and into the brain. And then into the entire body to activate our dormant DNA, because that's exactly what's happening is our DNA is activating that junk DNA that they talk about. Yeah, right. Number 12, you are all going to relate to this one. Yes. I think we've all gone through a sudden change in friends, right? Yes. A sudden disappearance of friends. People and surroundings that just no longer matched your vibration. They didn't match your values, your belief system anymore, especially in 2020. We let go of lots of people that you probably thought you were going to be friends forever, soulmates forever, soul sisters forever, soul brothers forever. Yeah. Yeah, as we go in higher and higher, it actually becomes more magnified and we become very aware of the people that are meant to be in our life and then those who are not. And the amazing thing is that when we're in that moment of letting go, it can be very challenging and it can be very sad. We go through a grieving process. And then the magic that happens is then we attract our soul tribe, like we attract new people into our life. I remember being in Safeway and everybody's wearing masks, and I'd be going through the store, and then all of a sudden I see someone come around the corner way at the other end of the aisle, and they didn't have a mask on, and we're like, we're just running to each other almost, but we hug, right? So hugging total strangers, but on some level, right? We just connected on this beautiful soul level. And so, yeah, just incredible how that happens. And so not only that, there's the disappearance of friends and also the change of homes as well. Like your home doesn't resonate with you anymore, and you're being called to move. Same with a job. We're being called to leave jobs behind, especially in the corporate reality, and then discover what our soul purpose is. And making sure that we know that whatever our soul purpose is, that we're gonna prosper, and having that knowing that we are here to prosper. Yes. Yes, Michael, intermittent fasting. So key. Ringing in the ears. Ah. Yes, also called tinnitus. It is not tinnitus. Feels like it, but again, it's a process that your body needs to go through. Yeah. It's that ringing in the ears, the buzzing sound. It can be in one ear or in both ears. Uh, I thankfully really never had any pain in my ears, but yeah, constant ringing, and it can shift. It can shift even down into the teeth, into the jaw, and then back up into the head, causing dizziness and headaches. And again, it can be frightening, as these areas, right? They affect our daily functioning. And again, do not allow these symptoms to become a horror story. What helped me was, for my ears, was putting hydrogen peroxide in my ears. Okay, this is where I say my disclaimer. I'm not a physician. I'm not a doctor. Don't do anything I would ever do. But what worked for me, okay, you can Google it. It's very popular. It's been around it's been a healing agent for a very, very long time. And it just dissipates negative energy immediately. It is very uncomfortable, but yeah, it brought me much relief to my ears. Yeah. What about seeing or hearing things? Because you're accessing other dimensions too, right? For me, I will be laying in bed, and most days I don't have my alarm on, but I will actually hear, so 6:30 in the morning, I will actually hear my name, Karen. And it'll get me up. And I'm like, what? And I'm the only one in my house. And and then I'll look at my clock. Oh, okay, it's time to get up. Thank you. Whoever that was. Yeah. Sometimes it feels like there's a cat that jumped onto my bed. And again, knowing that you're not alone in any of this. You're not alone. I have a lot of stories I could share with you, and I'll probably be sharing them at my Ascend the Experience weekend. Yeah. And blurry vision too. We can experience blurry vision. Some people find that their vision is definitely changing. And I've known people who've gone from poor vision to 20/20. Sometimes your eyes can feel really itchy, on fire. My eyelids actually got really red. My eyes were okay, but my eyelids got really red. And again, we're just adjusting to the light, the photon light that's coming in. And so this is really knowing that we're moving out of the realm of having bad vision or bad eyesight, because that again is a program. It is a billion-dollar, trillion-dollar industry in regards to glasses, etc. But it's programming. So we need to go into that place of I am on the path of having perfect vision.
I do have a couple of questions.
Thank you.
The first one was any thoughts about how our process we're going through will be affecting our newly born children? How is this new soul transitioning into this higher frequency living space?
Beautiful question. Yeah, all the children that are here right now, they are already tuned in to the other side already. That was one of the questions I had for even myself when all this is going down in 2020, etc. Why would a soul want to come to this realm, knowing what's happening, knowing that we're moving into this one world government, etc. Because every reset that we've gone through has created greater restriction. And so, why would any soul want to be here to experience this? However, at the same time, that's just the one 3D reality of the one world government. That doesn't mean that's not our reality. So there are many different layers of energy and frequencies that are playing themselves out on this earth plane. So what's happening right now is all of us who are awake and aware, and we continue to visualize a beautiful earth, that reality will be seen and realized and manifested. The controllers here, they know that this 3D reality is based in thought. It is based in energy, emotion, right? Emotional energy. So that's why they have programmed everyone to be below the line in fear-based consciousness so that the controllers can create reality. I find that the souls that are coming into the planet right now and our youth, they are having an awakening. They're very connected to the divine. They're very connected to the angelic realm. And they are already creating heaven on earth. They're already creating the new earth. And so we're just here to tune in, and it's just going to be like uh, that tipping point. We're all going to be able to really tune into our soul family. So, yes, a lot of the children are going to be moving into that realm as well. I'm trusting that answered the question.
Thank you, Karen. Next question. Could ocular migraines be an ascension symptom? When it happens, it only lasts about 30 minutes, but I see fractals at the top arc of my sight. No pain.
Yes, absolutely, it is. Definitely. Beautiful that you're seeing fractals. That's great. Uh, whoever asked the question, if you want to just put in the chat, if you meditate, if you're meditating every day, then you'll begin to shift from pain into what your higher self is wanting you to see, because you're obviously on track for seeing more than what is available to you. So the pain can again be the resistance to what is being called. So yeah, absolutely.
Next question. Are we letting go of density?
Yes, we are 100%.
Thank you, Karen. That's all I have.
As we move forward, we are moving through into higher levels of consciousness. And as we leave the lower realms of density, that means that the food that we're eating that is very, very dense, we're just not going to be drawn to it anymore. However, at the same time, for instance, I still love pasta. And so my body, because of I've been on the journey for many decades now, I'm able to transmute the food that I eat. And I am very thin, I'm very tall, and even though I'm very thin, I have a very strong body and I'm able to eat a lot of food. And I can eat a lot of food and it just transmute because I have so much energy that moves through my body that energy just sucks it right up. So that's a blessing. However, as we move forward, the heavy foods that are this realm is calling for us to eat, and if you can just look at a commercial, I'm trusting nobody has a TV here, but if you were to look at a television and all the commercials, any product that they're selling, we know is designed to keep you locked up in the matrix. So any product they're selling in those commercials is designed to keep you locked, your consciousness locked up here. So those are like the Domino's Pizza, McDonald's, right? The fast foods, Tide detergent, anything you see those commercials, they're all designed to keep you from the ascension process. So all of those products I have not used in my life. Like I can't remember when. Yeah.
Karen, I have another question. Do we have to go through all these changes before we are fully ascended?
Yes, we do. Yes. So in regards to the ascension process, we're really here to just ascend out of fear, to ascend out of fear and into love. And and as we are taking the journey, this is really where shadow work needs to happen. So the more that you are experiencing pain and suffering, it means that the shadow work is calling to you to be processed. So in my Ascend the Experience 3 day weekend, I have a powerful process that will have you clear out everything that I just shared with you in 3 days. It's a powerful clearing. And it's a process that I went through 20 years ago, and it massively shifted my life. And Source shared with me that one day I would be teaching this. And I just got the call this year that people are ready, those who are ready for it, to move into the process with more ease and grace will be called to be there. And I'm just there to hold space. So, yeah, I'm very excited.
Karen, a couple more questions have come in. Is your course online or do we need to be present in Calgary?
Yes, you definitely need to be present because this is where you're going to need to be around others who are also ascending. You're going to need to be around your soul tribe. It's going to be important to be with people 100%. It is so key so that you can be hugged, that you can look at each other eye to eye, that you can be seen and acknowledged and supported, and to know that you're divinely perfect. Oh, go ahead, Summer.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, I am.
Okay, okay. Well, I just wanted to add that I've experienced all of this and to very extreme, a very, very extreme case of all of this. But Jim and I are really fortunate that over the last 5 years we discovered how to communicate directly with our spirit guides. And knowing that we're being guided has just like changed a whole new direction made a whole new direction in our lives. And it's really confirming about going through this process when you know that you're being guided through it. So we also, back in August, we gave a talk to the British Society of Dowsers um, about how to connect with your spirit guides. And if anybody's interested in that, Jim is going to post in the chat. He's going to put that a link to that talk. And also he's just put it on. It's at the top there. And also there's a few videos that we've seen that have really, really helped us out on this path. So he's posted them also in there. But the top one is the one that where we are giving a talk about connecting to spirit guides. And honestly, it will open so much in your life if once you are able to communicate back and forth with your spirit guides. I would just urge everybody. It's just totally changed our life being able to do that. So
Yay, Summer. Thank you to both you and Jim. Beautiful souls. That's exactly what it's all about. Yeah, so I share, it's called the Divine Mind Conversation, and I connect people to their higher self and really to learn how to not just listen, but follow through with the guidance as well. However, that's just one piece. It's a very small piece that I'm actually sharing in the Ascend experience because there's another process that's even more powerful that I discovered that can really shift and anyone into experiencing having a direct experience, having a direct experience with Source, having a direct experience with the highest levels of love. Yeah, it's beautiful. Okay, Teresa, go ahead.
I was going to ask if
Sorry, being
they are
sorry.
limited to these 15, but I'm starting to realize that there are some variations, and there's probably a whole host of things that are in the similar realm of ascending symptoms. So I'm gathering that there's more than just 15 or variations of them.
Oh, yes. Oh, 100%.
Okay.
Definitely. Thank you, Teresa. Yeah, I'm very blessed because I haven't experienced pain in a very, very, very long time, like physical pain. And it's when you know how to move the energy through your body, the pain body begins to become less and less and less. It doesn't have to be a part of our experience. And again, the more we're listening and tuning in to our higher self, the more we listen and the more we follow through, then that means that we're going to have more ease and grace as well. Yeah.
And also, I wanted to say about the migraines is that I had severe migraines my entire life, and I've lost them during this process. My guides told me that I would no longer have migraines, and that is absolutely true. Instead, I have very expanded five senses that are just like my vision is being transformed into something where I'm going to be able to see those orbs that you were talking about and all that kind of stuff. So my vision has been extremely distorted and constantly moving, energetic all the time now for the last 4 years. It's very hard to see, very blurry. And I have intense dizziness, so I feel like I'm swaying and swooning all the time. But anyway, my migraines, my migraines are gone. So it can work that, other way around.
I've had tinnitus for 50 years. It looks like it's going.
And his tinnitus after 50 years, is seems to be, he has many days without it now, which is, wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
Yay.
It's like I've got a hissing, leaking air cylinder to my head, and it hasn't stopped. It's been going 24/7. Every time I wake up, it's still there. And I've had 4 days out of 5 with no tinnitus at all. But that's
Amazing.
it's back again now. But
Yeah. It comes and goes now, and he never had days
never
free of
went
tinnitus
before.
for 50 years, and now he does. So, good changes can happen too. But this eye thing and the vision thing and the dizziness thing is I'm barely functional, it's pretty extreme.
Yes.
But all the things that you've been talking about, yes, absolutely. But
Sometimes we just totally washed out as well.
no energy, just
whatsoever.
complete
Yes.
exhaustion. Yeah, but I have to remember, when I'm in my darkest hours, I signed up for this. I signed up for
Exactly.
this before I came here. So right on. And when I think, oh God, I can't go on anymore. This is so horrible. I signed up for this.
We're only here because we want to be.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jim and Summer. Go ahead, Kathy.
Something I learned regarding anxiety that may help them, because I had severe anxiety at one point in my life. And the trick is, when you feel that tidal wave coming at you, what you need to do is just make sure you're safe somewhere and just sit down, take a deep breath, and look around you. Keep breathing deeply, and just be aware that you are totally safe. There is nothing to fear. There is nothing that's going to hurt you. So the first time you do it, there is a bit of a hangover from that tidal wave, because you may not have caught it in the nick of time. It took me 2 times to get the hang of it. The second time it came, I caught it, and I didn't have the hangover of the adrenaline cortisol push. So just letting you know, if you're having anxiety, just stop what you're doing, make sure you're safe, take a deep breath, and look around you and just be aware of everything around you, and just keep breathing and know it's beautiful, right? Sorry, so that was what I wanted to say. Thanks.
Yay. Thank you for your words. That's beautiful. I love that. So moving forward, making sure that you are spending time every single day, 15 minutes to meditate, letting go of this 3D reality. Yin yoga, I highly recommend walking in nature, being out in nature, hugging a tree, laying in the grass in the spring and summer. Just walking outside and deep breathing. Yeah, it's so key as we move forward. So everyone just close your eyes for a moment. Just focusing on your breath. Just letting go of yesterday and letting go of tomorrow. Bringing your breath all the way down, your life force energy, all the way down into your belly. And as you're breathing, you're just repeating to yourself, I am safe. I am safe within my body. It is safe for me to feel these energies that move through me. I trust my divine mind. I am surrounded by love. I know that everything that I'm experiencing is for my highest good. It is safe for me to feel everything that is alive inside of me. I'm choosing to trust the process. I am choosing ascension. I am saying yes to growth. I'm releasing all my fears and saying yes to love. Because love is all there is, and so it is. Thank you, everyone, for being who you are. You are divinely perfect. Together we rise.
Yeah, we can. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you so
Karen.
much.
Thank you, everyone.
Wonderful night.
Thank you.
Beautiful day.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Thank
you very
you.
much.
Thank you, Karen, for everything you do.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Lots of love.
Have a great night.